Hi, my name is Whitney Flynn for the National Weather Service Office of Water Prediction and National Water Center, and I'll be presenting an overview of the 2021 Spring Flood Outlook Story Map Journal. This Story Map Journal is a dynamic web mapping application portraying flood risk for the 2021 spring season in the continental United States. NOAA's network of 122 weather forecast offices, 13 river forecast centers, National Water Center, and other national centers nationwide assess this risk, summarized here at the national scale. This risk information is based on NOAA's Ensemble Stream Flow Prediction, or ESP forecasts, which are generated for thousands of river and stream forecast locations across the country, depicting the 3-month risk of minor, moderate, and major river flooding. This spring flood outlook is reflective of forecast conditions of spring 2021. The sections below quantify river flood risk based on the river location having a 50% or more likelihood of exceeding minor, moderate, and major flood levels. The National Weather Service, in coordination with its local officials, defines flood levels for each of its river forecast locations based on the impact over a given area. Overall, a reduced risk of spring flooding exists primarily due to dry fall and winter conditions, along with limited remaining snowpack. Major flooding is not expected this spring season. The exception to the reduced risk is over portions of the lower Missouri Basin, the Southeast, and the Ohio River Basin, where minor to moderate flooding is expected this spring season. Springtime flooding in the lower third of the Missouri River Basin, including eastern Kansas and the state of Missouri, is driven by typical thunderstorm activity. As with typical years, minor to moderate flooding is projected to reoccur this spring in this portion of the basin. Heavy rainfall throughout the winter season brought widespread moderate to major river flooding across much of the rivers running along the coastal plain of the Carolinas. Given existing saturated conditions, this area remains vulnerable for minor to moderate flooding this spring. Additionally, heavy rainfall combined with snowmelt across portions of the Ohio River Basin resulted in above normal soil and water storage conditions. Given these wet conditions, minor to isolated moderate flooding is expected this spring, particularly over the lower portion of the basin. This story map journal provides an in-depth narrative organized into sections in a scrolling side panel. Each section presents a new extent of a map or piece of web content, with associated narrative text in a side panel. As we scroll through the following sections, you'll notice that the map moves with me and zooms into the particular location that I'm referring to. Location names throughout the narrative have been hyperlinked, so clicking automatically zooms into that particular location. Thank you for watching. The information presented, as well as additional information regarding areas of low flow risk, water supply, Alaska flood potential, and hypoxia outlook are discussed in the 2021 National Hydrologic Assessment online, as seen here. To be prepared, every American should know their flood risk and what to do before, during, and after a flood event. For the latest information on your current flood risk, visit water.weather.gov for the official watches and warnings. For detailed hydrologic conditions and forecasts, go to water.weather.gov.